relationship that you have provided working with me and my team, and you and the City Council and the Mayor. I think we have probably the best cooperative spirit that we have seen in a very long time between the leadership of the capital city of our state and the leadership at the state capitol itself. And I thank you and your colleagues for providing that kind of responsible cooperation, and I do appreciate it. Well, I try to have a sense of humor, and if you're in public office, if you don't have a sense of humor, you get in trouble in a hurry. So I sort of try to roll with it when it comes. And some of you have heard my stories that came out of my first year as being governor. But those of you who haven't, you probably need to hear these little quick vignettes of what a public official's life is like. My first year that I was in the governor's office, and we were having the General Assembly session, and I had a meeting scheduled on south of Atlanta off of I-75, and I was rushing to get back to the Capitol for another meeting. It was right around lunchtime and I had not had lunch, so I told my driver, I said, let's just pull off over here at the McDonald's and I'll just run in and get a hamburger real quick and we'll be on our way. So I do, and it was a little after normal rush hour, so there was nobody in the restaurant at that point. So I get out, I'm the first one through the door, and the young lady behind the counter, she sees me coming, she has this big smile on her face and she says, "Why, Governor, may I help you?" I said, "Oh my goodness, I've never been here before. I'm just so surprised that you know who I am." And she said, "Yes," says, "I keep up with that sort of thing." And I said, "Well, that is really good." Well, another young lady behind the counter hears this conversation going on. She leans over to the first one, she says, "Who is that?" She says, "Governor Perdue." I don't see the mayor in the audience, but I'm fixing to tell you one of us. There's a true similar story on him. It was almost a repeat of the first circumstance. I had a meeting south of Atlanta, right around lunchtime, rushing to get back. This time we're inside the city limits of Atlanta. We're closer in than I was the first time. And get out of the vehicle, go into the Wendy's, and walk up to the counter. The young lady behind the counter, she's just smiling big at me, you know, and I'm smiling at her. But we don't say anything. She just takes my order, and I get my hamburger, and I move on down the line. Well, my security guy is behind me. When he gets up to her, she says, "I saw you looking at me." You didn't think I knew he was the mayor, did you? I appreciate being with you today. I appreciate what the 100 Black Men of Atlanta do, because I cannot think of anything that is more important for especially young black boys in our state than to have successful black men be mentors, be their role models, set an example for them for their future. That is not only good for them, it is good for our state. And I thank you all for your part in making that happen. Give yourselves a hand because you deserve it. I know you're here today to celebrate your project success. And it is one of those programs that I think is appropriately named, and it is very much compatible with something that I started. We call it our program for I always forget the name of it. It is a program called the Reach Scholarship Program. Now, the Reach Scholarship is based on a program that started in Florida. It is a program that is totally funded by private charitable contributions, and AT&T was our first major sponsor for getting the program started, and we've had many others that have contributed to it since that time. And this is the model. It identifies young people in middle school who come from families that probably cannot afford to send those young people to college. And it provides them with a promise. If you stay drug-free, crime-free, and you attend classes and keep your grade point average up, and you accept mentorship from people who are willing to help you with your grades and your progress, when you graduate from high school, you will be guaranteed a $2,500 college scholarship.